In my last video, my friend Charlie and I were gluing together the shop sawn walnut veneer. This was to prepare it to be glued onto the plywood core for my new doors, which is what we'll be doing in this video. If you think this sounds like a lot of work, you're right, but we didn't get into woodworking because it was super easy, did we? Hi, I'm Ashley Harwood, and I am here with my friend Charlie, aka Brass Apple Furniture. We have been working on these super fancy walnut closet doors, and in this video we're going to be showing you how we assemble that veneer onto a plywood core to build the doors themselves. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get started. First, we will be creating walnut pieces that glue onto the edges of the plywood. These pieces will become the edges of the new doors. Of course, this starts with milling the raw lumber. It has to be jointed, cut to length, ripped on the table saw, and planed. So we've just milled down all these nice neat little strips, and these are going to get glued like so onto the outside of the plywood board. So the plywood goes in the center of the door. There's going to be walnut veneer on the front, walnut veneer on the back, and then these strips are going to go along the side to hide the plywood edges. We have to make sure that the edges line up as close to perfect as possible. And sometimes they need a little persuasion. We want to make sure that these glue-ups are as clean as possible. Any squeeze out from these seams will need to be removed before we glue the veneer on. I think you probably especially like with kids and stuff like that. I guess we're not We cut the large veneer panels into two where the seam of my French doors will be. This will make our glue-ups a little more manageable to handle when we go to put the veneer on. We're sanding the seams to make sure they're perfectly flush before we glue on the veneer. While I'm working on this, Charlie is setting up his vacuum bag. I love sanding, can't you tell? Use your sandpaper like somebody else paid for it, right?
That's right, yep. If you think that you should change it, you should have changed it a few minutes earlier.
True. So I'm just looking at both sides of each panel and trying to decide if there's a good side and a bad side. And if there are slightly less defects on one side than on the other, that's the side that's going to be out. So like here, I've got some cracking on this face. And let's see what we have over here. And a little bit here. Let's look at where that is. I think this side's going to be in, and this side's going to be out. We are inserting these grooved panels that Charlie has made into the vacuum bag that will help keep things flat, but also will allow air to travel down the grooves to ensure a good vacuum. So today is a big day. We are finally going to be gluing our veneer panels onto our plywood panels. We have a couple of different options of how we do it. So we've got some veneer glue, cold pressed veneer glue, and we also have epoxy with a filler. Advantages, disadvantages. I hear maybe Charlie has some opinions on the matter.
A lot of people around here use epoxy for a lot of different things, and I think that they do it just because it's pretty bomb-proof. It's pretty messy, and
in what way?
Well, so the reason we have to have the filler, the thickener, is because it's pretty thin, so you have to thicken it up.
Right.
And so you also have to guess how much you need to use. So I mean,
of the filler.
The filler and also the epoxy, so it's a little bit of a guessing game. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
The cold pressed veneer glue is a little bit different than regular just PVA glue, like a tight bond or something like that. It's got a higher solids content. It's thicker. You can also, it also comes in different tintable colors and stuff like that. And it does have some gap filling qualities.
So our major considerations here, and correct me if I'm wrong, are gap filling capabilities, because our veneer glue ups are not completely entirely perfect.
Right.
Another one would be strength.
Right.
Another one would be working time, right? And how much time we have to actually make this process happen. Well, let's put some glue on.
Yeah.
See what happens. Here goes nothing. It's guesstimation time. 1, 2. Did I just mess that up? I think I did.
I think that the problem is that you were mixing it the whole time. That's what I was afraid of. Yeah.
Man, that was like boom, because it was liquid and then instantly it's not liquid anymore. Man.
Holy shit, it's like steaming. You see that? Look at it. It's smoking.
So our major considerations here, and correct me if I'm wrong, another one would be working time. Right? And how much time we have to actually make this process happen. So we have a little fail. I had no idea how much thickener to put in here, and so I just kept gradually adding it and thickening it, and all of a sudden it just got really hot, like super hot immediately, and now it's just solid. Like it was liquid, and then bam, solid.
And that's with the slow hardener. So.
Right. So I guess there's like a point of no return with that thickening stuff, huh?
Yeah. Yes. And so we'll just put a tack in the corner, like here and there, just to hold it in place. And that'll probably get cut off later, because this is wider than those panels.
So yeah, after my failure with the epoxy, we're trying it Charlie's way, and we're using this cold pressed veneer glue stuff. So yeah, we just smooth it on there, stick the panels on, stick it in the bag. We're using these brayer rollers to spread out the glue that are actually used in screen printing. You'll find a link below the video if you're interested. So 5 to 6 minutes feels like a long time to spread some glue on and lay these veneer panels on top. But there's a lot of real estate to cover on these 99-inch tall doors, and there's 2 sides to each door. We decided to glue up 2 of the 4 doors at a time. Also, we ran out of glue. After we load these pieces into the bag, we're rolling up and sealing the ends with this plastic pipe clamping system. But wait, before we do that, we're inserting this mesh on top of the pieces to allow for airflow when we pull the vacuum. And now we wait. It turns out that the strength of the vacuum snapped the ends of our veneer where it was unsupported because we have not yet put the strips at the ends of the plywood for the top and bottom of the doors. We will have to fix this for the next pair. The things we learn. We're using pieces of plywood coated in packing tape to support the top and bottom edges of the veneer, so we don't have the same breaking problem that we did with the last pair of doors. more glue. And more rolling out.
I like watching Ashley struggle a lot.
Thanks a lot, Pat. I love it. And we add the mesh to the top, then seal up the bag. Now it's time to let the veneer out of the bag. Okay. Let's not mess it up.
Loosey goosey.
Just
You're scared?
no. Should I be?
No. Alright, here we go.
That was so anticlimactic. Yeah, that was gonna be a way bigger deal. Alright. What?
What?
Now we're cutting the doors to size. We don't really have anything perfectly straight to start with except for the boards that make up the veneer. So we're going to start off by lining up with that. We want to make sure that the vertical panels end up completely vertical and that the horizontal panels end up completely horizontal. I'm a bit skeptical of this method, if you couldn't tell. It's kind of weird to draw, like to get a straight line that's that long off of something that's this short. And it,
It's you're missing a little bit here.
am I? So over a tiny bit? hindsight's 2020. This is where it would have been easier to make it as one big door panel and then cut it into two at the end.
Yes.
I guess, I mean, are you gonna notice that?
Yes, Charlie, I will. This is the curse of being a perfectionist, I suppose. After the first one required a bit of adjustment, we decided to cut the long side first and then cut the bottom of the door square to the long cut. Well, I think I learned a lot. I don't know about you, Charlie, but it was quite a, oh God, I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
It was a journey. There you go.
It was a journey.
Yeah.
It was a journey. Thank you for coming on this journey with me, Charlie.
Yes.
And thank you all for coming on this journey with us. If you like what you see, I do hope that you'll hit subscribe and don't forget to hit the little notifications bell. And of course, we are going to have tons of awesome links down below the video, so don't forget to check that out too. See y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, I do hope that you'll hit subscribe and don't forget the little notifications bell to make sure that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I would like to take this time to say thank you so much to all of my Patreon members. Your support means the world, especially right now, and really helps for us to continue to produce high quality photos and videos. Also, if you would like a behind the scenes look at my business and my production work, or if you would like a heads up about when I'll be scheduling my next classes, you can click on the links below to become a member on my Patreon page. I would also like to give a big shout out to my top tier patrons: David Matheson, Leonard Crowell, Steve Snyder, Erica Vane, Chris Jones, Andrew Nidell, Chris Cairns, Robert Hunt, aka Mr. Bodog, Jim Tate, and Alan Valley. Thank you so much for your support. And that's all, folks. So till next time, everybody stay safe.
What is that?
Walnut plywood.
Why do we do this?
Walnut plywood.
Yeah, why did we do this, Travis? It was your idea. Like I was saying, we didn't get into this woodworking thing because we prefer to take the easy route.